The JoLynn Braley Show, episode 53, 3 Steps to Becoming a New You in the New Year. Hello and welcome. Happy New Year. This is JoLynn Braley, weight loss mindset expert, founder of the Inner Self Diet, certified master NLP practitioner, master coach, and this is the JoLynn Braley Show. Happy New Year. In this wonderful year of 2014, you have an opportunity to make a decision for yourself and create an entirely new life and a new you. But let me give you a hint before I go on further in the show right now. Something very important to remember is the fact that all of your power always lies in the present moment. So it's actually not about a new year, it's about right now. Now is where all of your power lies. So, you're here today on the JoLynn Braley Show, and I invite you to join me as I go beyond the food, go beyond the gym memberships, beyond the New Year's resolutions to lose weight, and go to the real issue. What is the real issue? The real issue is your mindset. Yes, believe it or not, your mindset holds the key to permanent weight loss. Your mindset is 90% of the solution if what you crave is permanent success with your weight. If you would love to be able to lose weight and do it without feeling deprived, do it without struggling, do it without fighting yourself, do it without feeling exhausted by all of your ongoing mind chatter when you tell yourself, oh, I should eat this healthy food because I just told myself that I made a New Year's resolution to lose weight, but I'd really rather eat all of these cookies that are still left over from the holiday season, and you have that internal fight and battle going on, which you already know doesn't happen only at this time of year. You go through the same thing during the summer or any time of year. Why is that always there? Why do you always have that inner battle waging within you? Why do you have a part of you that wants to lose weight, and then you have all these other parts of you that are fighting you, and they want you to just go eat 3 boxes of cookies and sit on the couch and veg out and watch Lifetime movies? Why do you have so much struggle, especially when you are a very, very smart and successful person besides this issue with your weight? The reason that you have all this struggle is because you have not healed the root of your ongoing food and weight struggles, and that's all on the inside. 90% of your challenge with your weight, 90% of your emotional eating, your binge eating, your food obsessions, your food addictions, your yo-yo dieting, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, self-doubts, all of these things are on the inside of you. A new diet, a New Year's resolution to lose weight, a resolution to go to the gym because it's a new year, those physical actions, those are 10% of the solution. Now, am I saying that you can just sit and meditate all day and lose weight and not do the diet and exercise part? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that diet and exercise is only 10% of the solution. It's very, very hard to do the diet and exercise, and it's an ongoing struggle for you when you have never healed why you became overweight in the first place. And the why you became overweight in the first place did not magically disappear because it's a new year. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer for you. I am giving you this highly important, highly imperative message today so that you don't beat yourself up when 2 weeks from now you have already given up on your New Year's resolution to lose weight. Or actually today is January 2nd, you might have already given up on it. It's not your fault that you can't follow through and force yourself to lose weight. You must go about things from the inside out if you want to have a very easy time of living a healthy lifestyle so you can drop that fat and keep it off. Today's topic is 3 steps to becoming a new you in the new year. Before we go any further, you're welcome to go to fearlessfatloss.com. fearlessfatloss.com. You can grab my free 5-day e-course while you're there. It's a bonus. It will help you learn more about what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good and what you can do about it. You can also check out our new site design. It's very inspiring. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And when you grab my free 5-day e-course that I have waiting for you there, you will also become a complimentary member of the Permanent Weight Loss Secrets Easing community, and you will get weekly updates and any other updates that may be inspired to be sent out depending on what the inspiration is. So once again, you can do that at fearlessfatloss.com. Today's topic, 3 steps to becoming a new you in the new year. What are we talking about? Well, you're listening to the JoLynn Braley Show today because you want to lose weight. And I fully realize that before you started this podcast, you thought that a food diet or a gym membership, a cleanse, a personal trainer, a boot camp, any of those types of things, a nutritionist, you thought that those normal, quote-unquote normal, diet industry types of solutions would be what would give you a new body, a new you, a new outlook on life, and a new life in the new year. Okay, a healthy eating plan and a healthy exercise plan, those are awesome. That is part of living a healthy lifestyle. But the truth that you have not been told is that in order to become a new you in the new year, those physical actions, like I was just sharing with you a couple minutes ago, those are only 10% of the solution if you want to lose weight and keep it off. Perhaps you've wondered before why it is that you've lost weight and then gained it all back, and then lost weight, gained it back, lost weight, gained it back. Maybe you've also wondered why is it that there are so many people who have gotten weight loss surgery. They have invested tens of thousands of dollars in themselves if their insurance didn't pay for it. They've lost hundreds of pounds and then they gained it all back, plus more. Why is that? And why is it that Weight Watchers only has a 3% success rate? Why is it that 95% of dieters fail? What the diet industry has sold you is that all you need to do is change the food that you put into your mouth and exercise regularly. But how does that heal your emotional eating? How does that stop your binge eating? How does that stop your food obsessions? How does that heal your self-sabotage, your low self-esteem, your low self-confidence, your self-doubts, your insecurities? How does a new food diet or a gym membership heal the root of your ongoing food and weight struggles? Perhaps this is why those diets have never worked for you. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if you were to actually do what works? And what does work is the Inner Self Diet. That is my proprietary, proven, step-by-step mentoring system to permanent weight loss. The Inner Self Diet transforms you on the inside so that you become the person on the inside that matches the body that you want to have on the outside. Once you become that fit, slender, healthy you on the inside, it's very easy to lose weight and keep it off because it's just who you are. But when you are FAT on the inside, which is what you are today. How do you know that you're FAT on the inside? Because you have a struggle, you have many struggles with sticking to a healthy eating plan and an exercise plan. If you were already fit, healthy, and slender on the inside, you would not be listening to me on the JoLynn Braley Show, and you would have no problem living a healthy lifestyle. It would be 100% a piece of cake for you. When you are FAT on the inside, you have to be fat on the outside. When you are fit, slender, healthy, focused, feeling absolutely fantastic about yourself on the inside, then the outside matches up, and it's very easy for you to live healthy and fit. 90% of the challenge is on the inside, 10% is what you do on the outside. So, what are the 3 steps to becoming a new you in the new year? Number 1 step is you must transform your mindset. You need to get a weight loss mindset. Once you get a weight loss mindset, then that will heal the root of your ongoing food and weight struggles. Well, depending on let's back up. What exactly is a weight loss mindset? Is that just about positive thinking? Is it just about telling yourself a few affirmations every day? No, I'm talking about the weight loss mindset that is a result of the inner self diet, of the work that I do with my awesome clients. The steps that I lead them through that always work, because it's an inside-out journey, and it has to involve your emotions, your spirit, your heart. You cannot achieve permanent weight loss through analyzing the problem, which is what you have been trying to do up until this point. If your smarts and your intelligence that has gotten you to the place of wonderful success in your business life, in your work life, and maybe in your relationships, if that highly intelligent part of you could have solved your ongoing food and weight struggles, then wouldn't it have already solved this problem for you 10, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Of course it would have, wouldn't it? That tells you that this is not a problem of intelligence. You're not dumb, you're not lazy, you're not stupid because you can't stop eating and you can't lose weight. It has nothing to do with intelligence. This is about your inner self and the programming that you have on the inside. It is you're running FAT programs. What is FAT? Fear attracting thoughts. When you have that on the inside, then you're going to be fat on the outside. This is a universal law. The inner and the outer always match. You cannot change universal laws. You can only change yourself to match up with the laws of this universe, so that then you will be working with the laws of the universe instead of fighting against them. I realize that I'm giving you a great deal of information in this podcast today. You will probably need to go back and listen to it twice, especially if you are very grounded in diet mentality, thinking that a diet is the answer to all of your problems. If it was, then why hasn't it worked for you? So, number 1 step to becoming a new you in the new year so that you can actually lose weight and keep it off and be done with this struggle once and for all, you must get a weight loss mindset. How do you do that? The easiest and quickest way is to do steps that others have already done before you, and steps that actually work. The Inner Self Diet, which is my proprietary proven step-by-step system, always works. Why does it always work? Because you were not born an overeater. You were not born a food addict. You were not born an emotional eater. You were born just fine. You knew when to eat and when to stop eating. Little babies, if you have ever had children or you've been around children, if you try to put food in the mouth of a baby who is not hungry, the baby will either turn its head away, or if you put the food in the baby's mouth, if you can get it in there, it's going to spit it out or vomit it out. Now, if over time an adult thinks that they know more than that baby does, and they continue to force food in the mouth of that baby, eventually that baby might relent and give in and take in more food. But if you would have allowed the baby to follow its own inner guidance, it would have been just fine. Okay? That's how you were born. This is one of the reasons the inner self diet always works, because it returns you to being the quote-unquote normal person that you have seen other people in life be. Like the woman at the coffee shop who you see eating the muffin, and she's fit and slender, and you can tell that she has just gotten done with a run because you saw her jog up to the coffee shop, and she's in her workout gear, and you look at her and you think to yourself, how can she eat a muffin? Whenever I eat a muffin, I gain 5 pounds. Carbs don't work for me. And you think all of these negative thoughts. Well, why is it that she can do that? It's not about never eating a muffin again. When you do the steps of the inner self diet, it all works out, and there is no such thing as you need to always eat this or always eat that, or this kind of food is bad or that kind of food is bad. It's a total transformation, but that all has to be done from the inside out. And that's just how it works. Another fact of the inner self diet is that it is based on the laws of this universe, and those laws are bigger than me. They're bigger than you. They're bigger than all of us. And once you learn exactly how to get in alignment with them and with yourself, you can't fail. It is impossible. So the quickest and easiest way to get a weight loss mindset is just to do steps that other people have already done, and then get the results of permanent struggle-free success with your weight. You can take your first step towards that result by going to fearlessfatloss.com/call, CALL. Fill out the application that you'll find on that page. That's your first step. Now, number 2 step to becoming a new you in the new year. You need to create a new identity. This is a really big deal, though, and it probably won't make a lot of sense because it's, again, something that you can't do just through affirmations. Now, I'm not saying that affirmations are bad, but affirmations work best when you already are in a very joyful, good feeling, excited place. If you try to use affirmations from a place of fear, hopelessness, and depression, they're not going to work. It's the same thing as trying to think positive, forcing yourself to think positive when that's not how you feel, and you don't even believe that the positive thoughts that you're thinking are true. Those types of actions will just backfire on you. You need to start from where you are, acknowledge where you are. First, you have to get real with yourself about where you are exactly. You have to stop pasting smiley faces on top of your negativity and your resistance and your fears about weight loss, fears about food, fears about what's going to happen if you actually lose weight. You won't have any excuses anymore. You can't blame things on your fat anymore if your fat isn't there. You won't be able to say things like, oh, well, I didn't get that job because I was overweight. You'll have to just take responsibility. Oh, I didn't get the job because I didn't get the job. Do I need to raise my skills? Do I need to work on my communication? Maybe I need a better attitude. Maybe I need a better mindset. See, you won't be able to have anything. You can't use your fat as an excuse anymore. So creating a new identity is a big step in itself, and that is also something that needs to be done from the inside out. It's not about just doing an exercise program or a food diet. It has to do with images that you have in your mind that you're not even aware of right now, the movies that you play in your mind that you aren't aware of. They run on a subconscious level. This is still all about the inner programming that you have going on. And what's really exciting is that when you do install a new identity on the inside of you that matches the identity of the fit, healthy you, the good feeling, positive, successful in all ways you, then the actions that you take on the outside will completely match up. And that's when weight loss becomes the easiest thing, and you'll think, why was it ever a problem before? Just imagine, what would that be like if you actually could live that result? Those are the results that my clients live after doing the steps of the Inner Self Diet. Number 3 step to becoming a new you in the new year, you need to raise yourself up. You need to take specific action steps to raise yourself up. Now, what am I talking about? You need to raise your self-esteem, raise your self-worth, raise your self-value to the highest of heights. Now, this is going to intertwine with the topics of money, the topics of time, the topics of course, your thoughts and your feelings about yourself. But remember that the way other people treat you is all based on how you treat yourself. And if you do not value yourself, if you don't have enough self-worth that you understand who you really are, and you understand how powerful you really are, not power over other people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about inner self power, that power to create a new life, create a new body, do it without struggle, to actually become the you that you've always known you could be, the you that you've always wanted to be. When you don't understand how powerful you truly are on the inside, and you don't believe in yourself, then your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-value, those are all going to be at low levels, and those low levels match emotional eating, binge eating, yo-yo dieting, stuffing, Last Supper eating, just plain overeating, using food for anything besides fuel, and it just keeps that whole cycle moving. So, how do you do all of this, though? How do you do all of this? You first have to start with making a decision. You have to decide that there is no other time to take action. Whenever it is that you're listening to this podcast, you could be listening to this podcast, it could have been published 5 years ago, and you're listening to this 5 years from today. Now is where all of your power is. Now is where all of your power is. It doesn't matter if it's New Year's, or if it's the 4th of July, or if it is September 5th. Pick any date. Pick a March 22nd. What date is out there that doesn't have some kind of a loaded meaning in mass consciousness? How about April 25th? Does that have any kind of a significance? Not that I can think of, but I don't know. What I'm saying here is that it's not about a new date on the calendar. It's about you making a decision that your life is worth it, that you are worth it, and that there is no other time to take action to become the you on the inside that you know you need to be. If you're understanding what I'm saying, and if you're believing what I'm saying, hey, if you don't believe what I'm saying, that's okay, but it's not going to change anything. Everything I'm sharing with you today, these are not my rules. It is how it works. You cannot become fit and slender and healthy on the outside when you're fat on the inside. It will never work. You can force yourself to lose weight, but you won't be able to keep it off because it won't match. The inner and the outer always match. So it starts with you making a decision that you've got to do this for yourself. And then after you make your decision that now is the time for you to transform in a big, bold way on the inside so that you can finally lose weight and keep it off, then what you need to do is you need to take action. It's not enough to wish. It's not enough to hope. Things aren't going to change if you sit around and wish and hope. You have to actually take action with proven steps. Well, I suggest you take action with proven steps that already are proven to work, because if you just do things that the same things you've done before, like another food diet, well, that would be, well, how would that be any different than Einstein's definition of insanity, continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again while expecting a different result? You have to take action with something very, very, very different than what you've ever done before. Why? Because you're going for very, very, very different results. You're going for permanent weight loss. You're going for the end of the struggle. You're going for ending the emotional eating, ending the food abuse, ending the sugar addictions, ending the self-sabotage, ending all of that. How are you going to get those results? By doing the same things you've already done that have never given you those results. So you make a decision that now is your time to do something radically different, and then you do something radically different. And again, it helps that you do something that is already proven to work. And you definitely, I invite you to take your first step right now. Go to fearlessfatloss.com / call, CALL. Fill out that application for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. It's your first step to permanent, struggle-free success with your weight. All right, so questions to ask yourself. I always give you questions to ask yourself on each episode of the JoLynn Braley Show. I highly recommend you write them down pen on paper. If you only listen to me and you don't write these down, or you type on a keyboard, you will miss out on the connection that occurs between your head, your hand, and your heart. Why not go ahead and get that connection by writing these questions down on paper and then writing your answers down? So the first question to ask yourself: when exactly is the right time for me to step up for me and make a radical, big, bold change in my life? When exactly is the right time for me to step up for me and make a radical, big, bold change in my life? Now, why am I suggesting you ask yourself, make a big, bold, radical change in my life instead of in my body? Because your weight issues are not about food and weight. They are life problems. The mindset issues that you have that are keeping you overweight are impacting every other area of your life. So, in order to get struggle-free permanent weight loss, you have to make a radical, bold change on the inside. It is a life change. It's a mindset change. It's a change that not only gives you struggle-free permanent weight loss, but it cannot not impact every other area of your life. Why? Well, is there any way that you can go to work and not take your mindset, not take your mind with you? Is that possible? Is there any way that you can go to work and not take your body with you? How you feel about your body and what your mindset is goes with you everywhere. And whatever you're carrying with you on the inside is impacting every area of your life. It goes with you into the bedroom. It goes with you out onto the beach. It goes with you into the boardroom. It goes with you everywhere. It cannot not, because you are always with you. Most people think that this is your weight problem. It's all about food and exercise and the fat on your body. But why is the fat on your body? Those are all inner issues. These are life issues. Your life, your mindset. You must transform if you want to drop that fat and keep it off and be done with the muckmire of struggle. So, when exactly is the right time? Number 2 question. Ask yourself this if you did not answer the right time is now to that first question. If you did not answer now to the first question, then ask yourself the second one. What exactly do I need so that I can believe in myself enough to believe that I deserve to put all my struggles to bed? What exactly is it that I need so that I can believe I deserve to put all of my struggles with food and weight to bed, put them to rest, put them behind me? What exactly do you need? And make a list of whatever that is. And whatever it is you write down, keep in mind that the only person that can give these things to you are you. So for example, if you write down that what you need in order to believe that you deserve is that you need to be able to believe that you deserve to be struggle-free, well, how exactly are you going to get that? That's your third question. What are my specific steps for getting what I wrote in my list in question 2? What exactly are my specific steps for getting what I wrote in my list in number 2? Now, don't feel bad if you don't have any idea of how to get the things in your list in number 2. Don't feel bad if you don't even know the answer to number 2. If you're so stuck and you're so numb, which is very common because you use food so much to stuff down your thoughts, your negative emotions, your fears, your insecurities, well, all you can do is start with where you are. Do keep in mind that it's really difficult to achieve permanent weight loss alone. The reason is just because we can't see our own blind spots. It's the same thing for me. I have all of the skills. I'm a certified master NLP practitioner, a certified master coach. I have several other coaching certifications. And the way that I went from a 12 to an 8 in just 2 months back in 2010 was by hiring my own coaching to have professional coaches help me get out from behind my blind spots. So I'm sharing this with you because even me with all of my skills, I couldn't do it on my own. How would a person like you expect to achieve permanent weight loss on your own? This is why coaching is so highly valuable and why you can go from the place of being stuck to the place of freedom in such a short amount of time. One of my clients, Nancy, shared, she graduated the Inner Self Diet a couple months ago, and she shared that she got more results and more transformation the end of her yo-yo dieting, the end of her compulsive overeating. She got more from working with me in just a few short weeks than she did from 9 years of therapy. And she worked with some very high-level psychologists and therapists. I am not a psychologist or therapist. I am a certified coach. I am focused on getting my clients results. I don't do therapy. Therapy is more about analyzing, talking, emoting, digging. Thankfully, we don't need to spend the same amount of time that it took you to get into the trouble spot you're in with food and your weight. We don't need to spend 10, 20, 30, 40 or more years to unravel all that. It can be done very quickly. And that is what I do with my clients in the Inner Self Diet. So be sure and answer those questions for yourself. And if you are serious about getting to the bottom of this and getting it done, just go to fearlessfatloss.com/call, fill out that application, and you will be on your way with your first step. So, commercial break. Let's take a quick commercial break here today. And today's sponsor of the JoLynn Braley Show is 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin.com. Go to 31 Days of Loving Yourself 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin.com to take an immediate action step towards easier weight loss by loving yourself thin. And you can find out more about that at 31 days of lovingyourselfthin.com. Okay, shout outs. How to get a shout out from me on the JoLynn Braley Show. It's very simple. Head on over to Facebook. You can go to the bookmark page of the JoLynn Braley Show.com. Click like to like our Facebook page, and I will give you a shout out on an upcoming episode of the show. I only use your first name. It's a lot of fun, and it's a way to say thanks for being a listener of the show. And once again, you can do that at the JoLynn Braley Show.com. Just click like to like the page. All right, so what did you learn today? You learned that mindset is 90% of your current challenge with your weight. You learned that diet and exercise is only 10% of the problem. It's also only 10% of the solution. You also learned that a new date on the calendar or making a New Year's resolution is not enough to give you struggle-free permanent success with your weight, and that is because doing a new diet or getting a gym membership, those steps, while they are important if they're healthy, they're only 10% of the solution. In order to make those steps be very easy, you need to have the inner self portion sorted out first, and then you can actually be done with this whole problem. That means that a year from now, the last thing that you will be thinking of is making a New Year's resolution to lose weight. What if the rest of your life you never again made a New Year's resolution to lose weight? What would that be like for you? You also learned today 3 steps to becoming a new you in the new year. You learned that, number 1, you need to get a weight loss mindset. Number 2, you need a new identity, which is on the inside. You also learned, number 3, that you need to raise yourself up. You learned that all of this transformation starts with a decision. And you also learned that wishing and hoping isn't enough to get you there, that you need to take actions with steps that are already proven to work. You also were given some very paradigm-shifting questions to ask yourself, which were very different from what you are used to reading about in diet books and diet magazines. You were invited to get honest with yourself and really look at what your level of belief is that you deserve to be completely struggle-free with food and your weight. You also learned that you really can have those results, and your first step is just simply to go to fearlessfatloss.com/call, apply for a complimentary weight loss discovery session. Okay, so be sure and head to the JoLynnBraleyShow.com. Click like to like our Facebook page. You'll get a shout out from me with your first name on an upcoming show. And if you're subscribed in iTunes, go ahead and give the show a 5-star rating. We really appreciate it. This is a 5-star show. We go far, far, far beyond the diet mentality to tell you the truth about what you really need to do to achieve struggle-free permanent success with your weight. And it's so much easier when you do have a master mentor in your corner who's actually working with you personally so that you can break through your inner self blocks and move forward so that you can become one of those quote-unquote normal people who eat what they want when they're hungry, exercise regularly, and you don't feel deprived, you don't struggle, you just live a healthy lifestyle because it's part of who you are. Wouldn't that be exciting? Now, next week's episode, how to keep your New Year's resolution to lose weight. This is JoLynn Braley, weight loss mindset expert, founder of the Inner Self Diet, and you have been listening to the JoLynn Braley Show. Head on over to fearlessfatloss.com to learn more. Grab your free 5-day e-course while you're there. It will help you answer the question, is your mindset FIT or FAT, and help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good and what you can do about it. Here's to your best life in 2014 and beyond, while in your ideal body.